Well, hello everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. You are watching the show. Cue it up. Sketching past midnight live. Oh, what a tiny icon! Look at that. It's itty bitty. It's a little baby icon. And I am, of course, your host, the undisputed, the unchallenged, the greatest of all time, CB Smallwood. Now, I don't have all my graphics and all my neat little bells and whistles ready to go in this episode, so you must forgive me. This was a spur of the moment thing. It's one of these things where you haven't streamed in a while, and you kind of have to work the rust out, and you just got to say, F it, screw it, whatever, and you just kind of have to go for it. Does that make sense? So I've got my handy dandy bottle of water here, ready to keep me going, I guess. You can't really see my setup here. Well, maybe we can do a little bit better. I'll show you. I got like a whole, it looks like a garbage dump, of pens and markers and a whole assortment of mayhem that I will unleash on some art tonight, hopefully. Okay, with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at what you're looking at, which is page one of the Wildcat Anthology, the non-canonical anthology, the misadventures of Wildcat, whatever you want to call it. And basically, there's I don't know, about 4 or 5 people that is currently working on it right now. A lot of people, I think a lot of people assumed that I was dead, or maybe the project was dead, because I kind of, I don't want to say I ghosted everybody, but I disappeared for a certain number of weeks. That was not intentional. That was not planned. Basically, Facebook said I was a bad boy, and my features on their website, my my account was severely limited, so I was not able to comment or anything like that to anybody. So I apologize about that. But I've taken care of that. I've righted the ship, and the anthology's still a go. I don't know if people have slacked on that any. Working on it or whatever because of lack of communication. It doesn't matter. January 15th is the deadline, but that is extremely flexible. We could add a month to it. We could add 2 months to it, 3 months to it. It's more about just, getting it done and having a good time and all that sort of thing. So let's go ahead and look at what we got here. This was a story that was written by B.W. Sims. And I don't have the script handy. It's in a digital format, so you'll have to, trust me on this. So I think the original called for 4 panels. And these 3 panels right here, I think, is actually supposed to be 1 panel. And I explained why I changed it up. Basically, lack of skill. I'm just not that good of an artist yet. What he asked me to do was not something that was super fancy or anything like that. I think any artist would have been able to pull it off, but I struggled. I was trying to figure out how to get a certain shot, and I couldn't do it. So I had to compensate by doing these 3 different things. But the funny thing is, after I'm like 3 or 4 pages in drawing the story, I kind of realized in my head what he was going for, and at that time I already had this drawn out, and I thought it looked cool, and here's the rest of this. And I have to say, I feel like my chains are getting better. They're improving. There's improvement here. And let's pull up another drawing. Now, no, this is actually, this is correct. This is page 2. So anyway, I really need somewhere to set this down at. Maybe I can set it over here. Hopefully it won't fall on the floor. I need to scoop this stuff over. I don't want my crap to fall on the floor. So anyway, before I go any further with this, I just want to say that I do have a question of the day. I just don't have it typed up on my phone, you know. But the question of the day, for anyone that's interested, have you ever, how can I phrase it? Have you ever been on the internet and had a movie spoiled for you? And if so, what was it? You know, how bad did it hurt? And I'll get into that a little bit later in the show of why that's relevant. I've had two things spoiled for me here recently. Here, focus camera. There we go. So this is page 2 of my contribution of the Wildcat Anthology. And here we've got 2 cybernetic bears, polar bears. And if I did my job correctly, you know, hopefully you'll be like, yeah, that's what those are. And I must say, though, I saw some pages by, see this mistake I made, I drew a line through that, you know, adding borders, which I can fix that digitally, you know, whatever, ain't no big deal. Or I can take my handy-dandy bottle of acrylic. I'm using Snow White. You can't go wrong with Snow White and Seven Dwarfs, can you? But I'm using Snow White to fix a lot of mistakes and actually add details and little artifacts, you know. So I'm enjoying using this acrylic, just acrylic paint. That's all it is, matte acrylic paint, quick drying. I bought this at Walmart, and you know I'm willing to try or experiment anything, you know. Some mistakes I fix digitally, you know, and others I just fix traditionally on paper. So anyway, you got this Inuit family, Eskimos or whatever, and you know they see Wildcat chained up to this post. They don't know what's going on, but they're not really paying attention to what's happening in the background. And lo and behold, what are you doing, phone? Quit making noises. Lo and behold, the polar bears are coming up on the Inuit family, and you know, Wildcat's just, you know, you can't really tell because he has a chain in his mouth, but he's whistling. He's trying to get the polar bear's attention, and at the same time, his mechanical eye is getting into it. He's getting, you know, he's doing his thing, you know. And let me show you page 3, and that's kind of the current page that I'm stuck on right now. Not stuck on, but working on. Let me rephrase it that way. Now, for this page, I changed things up quite a bit. You know, I tried to do more of a you know, Sam Keith layout. You know, if you're not familiar with Sam Keith, look up the Max. It's just simply fantastic stuff. You know, story, art, colors, you name it. It's really good. So anyway, on this page, I'm particularly proud of the chains that I drew. I'm getting so much better. So much better. Such a big improvement on how I draw chains. And it's one of these things that I always say it in my videos. Well, not every single video, but you know, every other video. But the more you draw, the better you're going to get, you know. And the more you draw of one thing, the better you're going to get at drawing at one thing. And I always use a unicorn for whatever reason as my reference. You know, if you sit around and draw unicorns all day, you're going to get pretty good at drawing unicorns, okay? But anyway, I like how this turned out. You know, we got the mechanical eye trying to liberate Wildcat, you know, as the polar bears are approaching, because he got their attention, you know. So it's using its laser beam focus. I got a couple of its legs bracing and holding it into position as it's, you know, trying to burn through the chains or the lock. And we got a little bit of debris kind of going off everywhere. The other thing is, I probably didn't do this justice, but, you know, his little arms are actually doing stuff too. You know, they're working away at liberating Mr. Cat. I really like the paws. I made them kind of paw-like, his hands. I thought that's interesting. I guess channeling a little bit of, I can't pronounce his name, but Joe Mad, the guy who used to do Uncanny X-Men, did, oh gosh, what was that creator-owned book he had? It had Red Monica in it. It's for Cliffhanger, for Image Comics. Well, whatever. You know, I think you got enough to investigate if you're not familiar. But anyway, kind of drawing like these Joe Mad hands here a little bit. Doesn't look quite like Joe Mad, but you get the idea. So, really like the polar bear here. It's a little goofy, but a little serious at the same time, and it conveys a lot of energy and a lot of excitement. I like stuff like that. I like the J. Scott Campbell. I like the Jeff Matsuda, you know, type of stuff. You know, stuff that's got energy and kinetic energy. You know, a lot of life, a lot of zest. And here we see this. I know it looks bad, but trust me. Once I get started on it, it'll look pretty good. I think this may end up being my favorite panel if I pull it off. And here we got focus camera. Focus. There we go. Here we got Wildcat, and he's shoving the mechanical eye back in his head and all this other stuff. I probably could have like a grimace or something going on there. Something, you know, him looking aggravated or agitated or what have you. Now, so I got all this stuff laid out. And, you know, I'm probably going to show you a couple more things. Honestly, I got a lot of stuff. Maybe not as much as I think I do, but I have a lot of things to show you. You know, maybe I should do this in the voice of Hellraiser. But no, that's not Hellraiser. How does he do it? You're suffering. I have to practice. I have to practice my Hellraiser. Pinhead, you know, like, I have a lot of things to show. That's Sean Connery. You know, if I prepare offhand before the show, I promise you I can do a mean Pinhead impression. Just not right now. All right, so, yeah. So the other thing that I've been doing, what time I've not been doing YouTube videos, is I've been working on my anatomy. I've been working on, I've been working on a lot of stuff, okay? I've been working on my layouts, my anatomy, my perspective, all that stuff. I actually made a list, and I checked it twice, like Santa Claus, trying to figure out where in my art that I'm naughty and nice. And all the naughty bits I'm working on, you know? And one of the things that I've always had trouble with is ladies drawing the female form, but I don't know if you can really tell, but, you know, I'm really starting to get pretty good at it. At least that's my opinion, okay? I've got like dozens and, well, maybe not dozens and dozens, but I got a lot of these laying around. You want me to show you something cool? And then, well, I'll just show you in the order that I got everything in, okay? Here's this, okay? There we go. Hopefully you guys can see that. I'm having to raise the camera into the air. All right. And I apologize for the angle that this camera's at, because again, earlier in the video, for anyone that watches the replay, this is like a spur of the moment thing. You know, I have to work the rust off when I do this show. But this is this gets into some murky waters. But this is a character that I created called Crimson Frog. It's based in the Cyberfrog universe, and this is kind of like a one and done. You know, just get it over with, get it out of here. And what it was is Ethan Van Sciver, the creator of Cyberfrog, one night when he was doing a live stream, he was talking about, what was he talking about? He was talking about the birds and the bees. I don't know. Let me think here. Wonder, where's my chat at? Do I have a chat anymore? Nope. Let's see here. I'm using you Prism Live Studio here, and I know you can't really see what I'm doing. At least I don't think so. But I'm kind of seeing where everything is at. Maybe I don't have a chat. Maybe that's what it is. YouTube's changed a lot of things, but I'm just fortunate to even be able to broadcast and do this right now. But anyway, where was I? Oh, yeah. Crimson Frog. So it's based in the Cyberfrog universe. And one night, Ethan Van Sciver was talking, and he was talking about he wanted to do an anthology of Cyberfrog and have a lot of people come in and do some stories. And he kind of wanted to do in the Cyberfrog universe. And I took that basic premise, that basic idea, and what I did was I was like, that's really cool. It got the wheels spinning in my head. And you know how you watch a show, you watch a movie, maybe you read a book or a comic, or you're just walking around one day and you get a great idea and it's kind of like a one-off. That's what this is. And with Crimson Frog, it just came to me, and I felt like it was such a good idea that I had to draw it. And so I'm actually going to draw a whole issue of Crimson Frog, and then it's over with. It's no more. I have a story that I want to tell, and I'm not in it to make money on it or nothing like that. This will be something free for people. Yeah, I've got I got Gibran, the mighty Gib, with a G. Mr. G, he's going to color it for me. And I got Arch City Comics. I don't know if they remember this or not, but they did offer, in a private message to letter it. So I'm going to hold them to that. So I'm going to pencil and ink it. And then everybody else is going to, help me out here. I could do the whole thing myself, being an egomaniac, but oh man, it's just so hard to do that. And I feel like, this I want to make this like a community project. So this is something I've been working on. This will be the cover to Crimson Frog. And here we've got the Vespis doing their thing here. And he's got his alien guns shooting alien bullets. One of my coworkers at work, what time I was drawing this, they said, well, to be honest, they were being an ass on purpose. But it's shooting these cigarette buds is what they called it. Cigarette buds. And here's another gun. Having to work on the angle of the hand and stuff, and how this gun fits into there. And then I got Crimson Frog's girlfriend, who is, as of right now in the story, probably should have the story figured out beforehand. She's human. And then we've got all these Vespis flying out here. So I think it's pretty cool. So I'm going to move on to another page. All right, so tons of stuff to show you. Dave Hingley writes and says, "Good to see you back, CB." It's good to be back. I really appreciate that. I think I got things kind of figured out. Like when YouTube did this, one of their last updates, they kind of messed up my whole live stream stuff, and so I think I figured out a way around it. We'll see how it goes. This could be a one and done, but then it might be back full time. I don't know. All right, so here I am studying perspective, and not just perspective, but also trying to learn how to do Jim Lee looking buildings. I prefer Mark Silvestri buildings, but there's a lot more reference available of Jim Lee stuff, obviously. Here I am working out the Crimson Frog cover for the free comic whenever that gets done. And I've made a few notes like focus camera, come on. The Cyberfrog in the background, like he'll be colored, but like he'll be in a hue of like a light blue or something like that, And the reason is, I want people to focus on Crimson Frog. So you'll see him in full color. He won't be obscured or anything like that as far as I know. And so your eye will focus on him. And so all those details and stuff I drawed, it won't be as distracting. So I made a few notes to myself, like to use the setting of multiply blue when I go to color it. And then Multiply Light Yellow, and what the heck am I going to yellow here? I guess that must be the Blood Honey and stuff. And then I was playing around with the idea for what could be the Wildcat anthology cover. So I got that right there. Doop-a-doo. Yeah, I think it's looking, you know, I may go with that. I'm one of these people that probably shouldn't do this stuff, but like I get in a habit of what, like the first drawing I do, I just kind of go with that instead of like actually doing multiple drawings. And I'm trying to work on that. I'm trying to be a multiple drawing guy, so I can kind of, you know, get my stuff down. Now, as I said earlier, I'm working on my